What is up, pizza people? It's your boy Graham, also known as HAMHOCKS42 on the internet, and today we're looking at a deck that actually made the top 8 of the Streets of New Capenna Championship this past weekend, piloted by the one and only Mike Sigrist. Now, this was a list that actually a couple folks brought to the tournament, but Mike did make it into the top 8 with this list, and so that's the specific list I wanted to look at. And this is Grixis Vampires. Now, a lot of people who piloted this deck or look at it will acknowledge that the vampire theme is not necessarily the point. This is a good Grixis mid-range list that happens to have primarily vampires in it. And as a result, we do get to take advantage of that in some cool ways. So let's take a look at the list. In the main, we have one Spell Pierce, one Duress, one Ray of Enfeeblement. Make them, make the opponent respect it, because this was built for an open decklist tournament after all. Got to have those special pieces with quite a few more in the sideboard to help deal with that kind of those kinds of specific threats. We also have 4 Voltage Surge, because sometimes you just need to deal 4 damage to a creature. It's that simple. Infernal Grasp, because you gotta knock something off. Tenacious Underdog, which has proven to be a player in the meta, there's no question. Since this was released in Streets of New Capenna, it has kind of dominated a lot of decks that have black in it, and as a result, it's no surprise that we see a 2 of here. We also have Bloodthirsty Adversary. Great card. It's a hasty 2/2 for 2 if nothing else. And then in the late game, it scales nicely to help pull back your Duresses, your Voltage Surges, to get some additional value later in the game. You love to see it. 4 Bloodtithe Harvester. This card's a house. And it's a vampire. Again, the vampire theme starts very early here. And Bloodthirsty Adversary is a vampire as well. I didn't even mention that. Bloodtithe Harvester is great because it creates a blood token when it enters, which can help massage your hand, and it's a 3/2 for 2. That all right there is worth the price of admission alone. Additionally, you can tap it and sacrifice it to give a creature -X/-X, where X is twice the number of blood tokens you control. So at the very least, you can give a creature -2/-2. If you have multiples of them, that gets out of hand very fast. Meat Hook is Meat Hook. You love to see it. It's great. 1 Soul Transfer. Soul Transfer is an incredibly versatile card. It can help return a threat from your graveyard back to your hand for 3 mana, which is a lot to spend for that effect. But at the same time, it's quite strong. And if you have an enchantment and an artifact, you can do both, which this deck is capable of doing. That situation can occur, so you may be able to get both. And then the other one is Exile Target Creature Planeswalker for 3. Now, for that effect, 3 mana is, well, it's on rate. That's pretty good. And the fact that it's exile is a big deal, so that's great. We also have 4 Fable the Mirror Breaker. If you've been paying attention to competitive Magic, you know Fable the Mirror Breaker. And frankly, if you've been playing casually on the ladder, you know Fable the Mirror Breaker. This is easily, in my opinion, the strongest card from Streets of New Capenna. Not Streets of New Capenna. Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. And we see it everywhere as a direct result. If you're in red, you have Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. And it also pairs very nicely, much like a fine wine and a delicious entree, with the Bloodtithe Harvester. Those two together, incredible, because being able to create a copy of the Bloodtithe Harvester, you get a temporary copy and it creates another treasure token, meaning the temporary copy can tap to kill a thing, and the more you do it, the bigger the things it can target. Fantastic. 3 Kaitos. Awesome card draw. You love to see it. We also have Corpse Appraiser. This is an interesting card that really only fits in shells like this because of its casting cost. Blue, black, red. You need to be in Grixis colors in order to play Corpse Appraiser, but it's actually quite strong for a number of reasons. One, it's a 3/3 for 3, so it's decent on rate, nothing wrong with that, and it's a vampire, so we can leverage some of that vampiric synergy, which we'll get to in a moment. And then when it enters the battlefield, you get to exile 1 target creature card from a graveyard. You know how I mentioned Tenacious Underdog is a big deal? Yeah, your opponent probably has a Tenacious Underdog sitting in their graveyard. Corpse Appraiser can pick it off. Awesome. If a card is put into exile this way, look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put one of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. So we can actually chuck our own Tenacious Underdog into the graveyard, getting our opponent's Tenacious Underdog out of their graveyard and drawing us into a Fable of the Mirror Breaker or a land drop, whatever we need in the moment. So Corpse Appraiser is actually very strong. And again, Vampire Rogue, so 2 relevant creature types, which is pretty awesome. Also, the artwork, I'm showing the fancy artwork, the showcase frame. I'm getting very Vincent Price vibes from this guy. Just throw that out there. All right, then we also have Sorin the Mirthless. Now, the fact that Sorin is a vampire is irrelevant for the purposes of the deck mechanically, but it's kind of neat that Sorin is the planeswalker that we're rocking in a Grixis Vamps list. Now, it creates 2/3 vampire tokens, which is relevant, and then it also draws us cards. which is great. That's what you want out of your Planeswalkers. Give me board presence, give me cards. Boom, what more do you need? And if we manage to get it to 7 loyalty, which is not likely to happen, but you never know, it does have basically a kill shot where it deals 13 damage to any target and you gain 13 life. At that point in the game, that's basically a kill. Also, fun fact, on Arena, there's a sweet animation for that. You don't see it very often, but when you do, I don't mind losing to that. If my opponent actually pulls that off, good for them. Yeah. Then we also, finally, the last non-land card in the main that we're going to talk about is Evelyn the Covetous. This is the vampire that cares about vampires, and the only reason we have a significant vampire theme throughout, well, actually, the only real reason we have a significant vampire theme throughout is because Corpse Appraiser and Bloodtithe Harvester and Bloodthirsty Adversary are all very efficient threats, and so as a result, we want to put those into the deck. Evelyn the Covetous is also a very efficient card that leverages the vampiric synergies. It's a 2/5 with Flash for 5. That alone, not necessarily worth the price of admission, but you can do a lot worse. Flash goes a long way. And then it says, whenever Evelyn the Covetous or another vampire enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of each player's library with a collection counter on it. On each turn, you may play a card from exile with a collection counter on it if it was exiled by an ability you controlled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. This is effectively Tybalt's +1. Yeah, Tybalt, Cosmic Imposter, has a +1 ability that's very, very similar to this. So what we're doing is we're putting these cards in exile with collection counters on them, and each turn we get to play one of them. So we don't just get to storm off with everything we've grabbed with all these vampires, but we do get to effectively draw a card whenever a vampire... We get to draw 2 cards every time a vampire enters the battlefield. One from our library, one from our opponents. That's pretty great. Yeah, it's very strong, and it happens every single time a vampire enters the battlefield. That includes Sorin tokens, that includes the Corpse Appraiser, the Bloodtithe Harvester, and the Bloodthirsty Adversary. You'll love to see it. It's just, Evelyn is a constant source of card draw late in the game, and you can even steal some threats from your opponent that you can leverage against them, which is pretty sick. Like, can you imagine, I'm just going to throw this out there, you've got a couple of creatures on board, you hit an Evelyn the Covetous, and you pull a Rafine off your opponent's library. You feel like $1 million, because then you can just jam that Rafine and call it a day. It feels really good. Now, anyway, in the sideboard, we have Ray of Enfeeblements, Negates, Go Blank, Soul Transfer, even a cheeky Mind Flayer, which I gotta say I love. I love seeing Mind Flayer in this list. Most of these, like Go Blank, Ray of Enfeeblement, Negate, you know, Annul, these are kind of specific targeted spells that, like, that's what you'd expect to see in a sideboard. Mind Flayer is especially good if your opponent is going tall, you know, if they have one specific threat that you really need to deal with. Mind Flayer is a great way to deal with that. Then we have another Evelyn the Covetous, Meathug Massacre, Disdainful Stroke, and Duress. So, with the exception of the Mind Flayer, oh, and an Abrade. Never mind that. Yeah, I can't. How could I possibly forget the Abrade? So a lot of this is pretty standard fare. Against aggro, you want to slide in your Meathug Massacres. Against control, maybe it'd be worth putting in a third Evelyn because it's going to become a later attrition game, so you want to be able to get access to more cards. Against decks that are running Fable of the Mirror Breaker or a Seeker's Chariot, Annul is great. Like, frankly, actually, in this meta, Annul is just really good because you're going to have threats. With how strong the sagas are from Kamigawa and with how strong the artifacts are in general, Annul has a lot of targets these days. So if you are running blue, if you're running blue on the ladder, Annul is definitely worth the consideration. It's definitely worth the sideboard slot, as Mike Sigris shows us here with 3. But yeah, so that's the deck. This is Vampires, and I figured in honor of Mike Sigris, I'd rock a little bit of fuzz on the stream. His beard is so much better than mine. It's not even funny, but I figured why not. Anyway. Thank you for checking out this deck tech. I appreciate it. We are going to jump into some gameplay. We're going to see this deck in action. I will be piloting it. We are going to be doing best of 1 matches for the purpose of the video, just in the sake of time. But if you are interested in checking this out, there's actually a link for the deck list itself is going to be in the description, so please check that out. Also, I'd be remiss if I did not mention that we have a tournament coming up this weekend. It is going to be historic. Please check that out. We'd love to see you out there. The information for that is in the description as well. Here at the Pizza Box, we host tournaments 3 times a month. All that information with the mtgmelee link is going to be in the description. Please check that out. We would love to see you. We'd love to see you in chat, hanging out. We do giveaways as well when available, so that's a thing. We'd love to see you in chat. Or if you have a sweet, spicy historic brew, or brew of in any format, actually, that is... if there's a particular format you're interested in, check out our upcoming schedule, because there's a good chance we're going to be doing one. But please don't hesitate to jump in. They're free to enter, so there's no reason not to. Anyway... Thank you so much. Let's get to the gameplay. I see 3 lands and a lot of, like, some pretty tasty spells in hand, so I think this is a keep. The pathway is going to come down on red on turn 1. That way we have Voltage Surge up post haste. And actually, with the Stormcarved Coast coming in with blue on turn 3, this pathway can come down as black. We're going to have Kaito on 3. That feels pretty good. All right. Ooh, or Corpse Appraiser on 3. That's pretty good, too. All right. We could hit the Eye Twitch with the Voltage Surge. I'm hesitant to do that right now, because that is just going to give them a learn. If we can avoid that, I'd like to. So you have an Underdog. Now we have a Ghast. Another thing that dies for value. More Ghasts. All right, this is ghastly. Our opponent is being very ghastly. All right. We're going to save that Voltage Surge. Evelyn. What's up, Evelyn? Welcome, welcome. That's coming down as a black source. Now, we could jam the adversary here and just swing. They would have an opportunity to double block or even single block and down tick. You know what? Let's go for it. I'm gonna take the aggressive approach. They only have 2 cards in hand. Looks like they're gonna block and down tick. Yep. That's okay. I'm all right with that. We spent a 2-drop, got rid of a Shambling Ghast without creating the treasure token. All right. We're still ahead on cards by a lot, so that's really important. And we're going to have Kaito down or a Corpse Appraiser next turn. Another Eye Twitch. My goodness, they're getting all the sack fodder. So Corpse Appraiser could come down and get rid of that Shambling Ghast out of their graveyard. I don't love that, frankly. I don't think that gives us enough. But the Fable of the Mirror Breaker was a killer draw for us, and that is definitely coming out. So Fable of the Mirror Breaker on 3 gives us the 2/2 Treasure Goblin, which we all know and love. So we got the 2/2 Treasure Goblin online. Now they have a Deadly Dispute, naturally. They had 2 mana up. There was a pause. They were playing mono black. What else could it be? And they're going to grab the Environmental Sciences. Maybe they aren't playing mono black. Let's see. Also, could we just all appreciate how good Deadly Dispute is? Man, that card's good. So we get an opportunity to attack with the Goblin Szymanski here. Invoke Despair, that actually is a phenomenal answer to the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Our opponent had just an absolute clutch draw there. Absolutely clutch draw. I'm not even mad. I think we Kaito here. We could make the Ninja. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna make the Ninja. Now, if that Shambling Ghast dies, our Ninja's gone, which would suck. To be fair, that would be a problem. Go blank. That's rough. All right, Voltage Surge can go. I want to let Soul Transfer go as well because we don't have the double black for it. I think Corpse Appraiser is a big deal, and I really want to get up to Evelyn. So, you know, that is what it is. Blooddeath Harvester, not a bad draw. We're going to attack first so we can draw off Kaito. What do we get? Raven Feeblement. That is not going to do the job, unfortunately. All right. Corpse Appraiser it is. I'm going to exile the Shambling Ghast, and we are going to draw... Well, let's draw the land. It's not pretty, but it's what we need. And that gives us access to the Meat Hook, and we're 1 land away from Evelyn. So, could be a lot worse. And we have a 3/3 on board that can dance with the Shambling Ghast. Go blank. Ow. Raven Feeblement's going to go, for sure. I'll let Meat Hook go as well. Man, our opponent's being pretty darn mean, not gonna lie. It's working for them, clearly. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. I'm saying this looks like, I mean, it's mono black control. And they're also running snow-covered swamp, so I guarantee they're doing blood on the snow action. Yeah, they're gonna down tick Kaido, that's fine. Oh, there it is. Let's go, never didn't have it. Let's attack first. Get some slaps in. Box Corpse Appraiser, probably kill our ninja. Because they have all the mana in the world, yeah. Believe it or not, that's fine. We can live with that. Alright, we're gonna draw a card. Voltage Surge, we can ice the Eye Twitch, which feels pretty nice, actually. That's a fine option. Or we could just jam Evelyn here. I think we hold off. Because Voltage Surge can't deal with the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. The other line we could have taken there. We could have played the Blood Tithe Harvester, created the Blood Token, and that would have given us an artifact to sacrifice to the Voltage Surge to kill the Hive of the Eye Tyrant if they animated an attack. So that was an option. That said, if they go after Kaito here, they are going to take him out at this point. Now, if they have another card if they have another card in hand that they can actually cast, it's possible they're sitting on, well, a Baleful Mastery. That'll do. Fair enough, opponent. Fair play. All right, so Kaito's gone. Mildly problematic, but we have another card draw engine in Evelyn the Covetous. Ching ching. Oh, and we stole their blood on the snow. You'll love to see it. Oh, you'll love to see it. All right. Our opponent is conveniently in our colors. That's nice. I like that. All right, what cards do we get with collection counters on them? Got another Evelyn. And then from our opponent, we got a Swamp. All right. Hey, we're not going to miss our land drops anymore. That feels good. I'm going to hold that to do the thing I was commenting on earlier. We are going to go ahead and attack with a couple Vamps. I'm feeling pretty good. So that Voltage Surge is an answer to the Hive. Now, they could grab up probably a Mascot Exhibition here, which will present an issue for us. But at the same time, we didn't have a way to exile the Eye Twitch, so got to get it gone and apply some pressure. They can also grab up... Yeah, Mascot. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. We do have the blood on the snow, so... Could be worse. If we absolutely need to press the reset button, we can. Comes the Mascot. The Exhibition. Pick off the flyer, submit 0. Pew pew! Alright, I'm not quite ready to just pull the plug on the board just yet with the blood on the snow. I'm gonna play their Swamp. That gives us a snow covered Swamp. I'm gonna let the Blood Tithe Harvester kill that 3/2. Pew pew, get it gone. Here comes a fresh Kaito. I'm gonna make a ninja. I like my ninja. I'm a ninja. It's my birthday. Alright. I'm then going to go ahead and sack the blood token. Draw a fresh card, another Kaito. Alright, fair enough. I feel like we handled that Mascot Exhibition quite comfortably. We had the answers, and that felt good. If we can steal one more Snowland from our opponent, we'll actually have the ability to cast Blood on Snow and bring back a Harvester, which would feel pretty good. We're going to Field of Ruin, the Stormcarve Coast. Interesting. Try to cut us off a blue. And they succeed. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Fair enough, opponent. Fair play. I was surprised they didn't go after the Hive, but to be honest, that actually was a pretty, that was a heads-up play right there. And I would absolutely trade the Corpse Appraiser for that 4/4 by double blocking with Evelyn and the Corpse Appraiser. They have another Mascot. All right. C'est la vie. Yeah, so now we don't have any good attacks with the exception of the Ninja. So we're going to swing in with the Ninja, draw a card off Kaito, and potentially just hit the blood. Let's see. Yeah, ripping a blood on the snow here. We don't have anything we can bring back, unfortunately, but yeah, I think we wait till they strip that, or they run out the other Mascot Exhibition. We might actually cast another Evelyn just to draw some fresh cards. We lose the one to the Legend rule, but That might be okay. All right, it's my turn. Let me do it. All right. So we do have access to the Infernal Grasp now. We can get rid of that pesky 4/4 and get some swings in, which feels pretty nice, actually. That might be exactly what we want to do here. Oh, actually, never mind. We can't play Kaito because we got cut off of blue. Whoops. All right. Well, you know what? I'm actually going to hold that back. So the ninja's going to be getting in. We are going to be dealing damage with the ninja, and then we're going to be drawing off Kaito. Hopefully we draw something good here. Everyone taking all their time. Now, the reason that they're holding priority here is because they do have the ability to to animate the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. That said, if they animate the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, if they do animate the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, it will become a creature tapped, which is not exactly what our opponent's looking for, I don't think. Now, also, it's worth noting that the cards exiled are face up. Our opponent can see that we have blood on the snow. I'm fairly sure they're face up anyway. Yeah, they're fully available to everyone to see. So they know we have a blood on the snow. It's no secret. We're not hiding it from anybody. Oh, here we go. Give me some fresh cards. Let's go. There's another vampire entering with Evelyn on the field. Again, our opponent taking a minute to consider their lines. They have none. So let's just keep moving. We got a blood token. Baleful Mastery from our opponent and a Xander's Lounge. Definitely running that out and not thinking anything of it. Let's go. Oh, the Evelyn value. Oh, the Evelyn value. And we can jam Baleful Mastery on our opponent's turn. That feels pretty good. Feels pretty darn good. Do we want the blood on the snow here, or do we want to go a more traditional route and just pick these things off? I think we're going to just pick them off. Pew pew! And Xander's Lounge gets us back on blue, so we have access to Kaito Shizuki once more, which feels pretty darn good. Alright, Infernal Grasp the 4/4. Pew pew pew. And then Blood Tithe Harvester, the flyer, methinks. Yeah, that sucker gone, and just like that, our opponent is back to being not much of a threat. And I am cool with that. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's go all in. Let's go all in. We still have the Hive of the Eye Tyrant back, and we can even cast Evelyn off the top if we need to. But, well, and we have Corpse Appraiser here. So, boom, boom, boom. Let's get a Corpse Appraiser out. That is our blue mana. That gives us some more stuff. You know, go ahead and exile one of the Eye Twitches. Fable seems pretty great here. I just love me a Fable. That card's so good. Oh, and we can even Deadly Dispute. Do we Deadly Dispute the Ninja? No, I think let's just throw the Fable here and just... Oh, we can Deadly Dispute the Blood Token. That ain't bad. But we hit another Xander's Launch for turn. Holy cow. Oh, and we just get to just draw a card for free. You guys seeing this? The sheer value that Evelyn is able to generate is just absurd. Opponent draws an Eye Twitch. You got it, homie. Hive coming in. Sure. Presumably going after Kaito, I'd imagine. Do they go all in after Kaito? No, they go all face. We are at 9 after all. That is, you know, that is an issue. We do, you know, our life total is not super healthy here. So we're gonna take 3 from the Hive. I have been getting very aggressive as of yet, or at this moment, and another Corpse Appraiser. Can we just finish this off here? I don't think so. We're disputing the blood. Drawing some fresh cards. Yes! They scoop it up. Alright, we were going to Vulture Surge the Eye Twitch, swing with the team. Yeah. There we go. Game 1 in the books. Excellent. Let's move on to game 2. See 3 lands. I don't love having both Evelyns in our opening hand. That's not really where I want to see them. But Vulture Surge and Infernal Grasp can help us get there, so I say we keep it and hope. There's an old saying in business that hope is not a strategy, but you know what? It's the strategy we are employing at this moment. Unfortunately for us, we played the red source, so we can Bloodthirsty Adversary on 2. That was a perfectly fine draw for us. Our opponent showing Xander's Lounge. We got Grixis on Grixis. Bloodtithe Harvester, great card. Definitely worth a Voltage Surge, that's for sure. Corpse Praiser, not bad. I'm not mad at it. But gotta surge that sacrificing artifacts, mid-0. Pew pew! That right there is why Voltage Surge is in this deck. Because Bloodtithe Harvester is a very common card right now. With good reason. It's very powerful. But that's a good answer for it. Make a ninja. Make a ninja. Make a ninja. Come on, ninja. Show me ninja. Yeah, ninja. Dead ninja. All right. Hive is fine. Corpse Appraiser. We can also go to grab a 5th land here by getting rid of their Bloodtithe Harvester. That feels pretty good. Do we want our own Kaito or our own land? Kaito's card draw. Land is Evelyn, which is card draw. Trust my gut and go Kaito. Also, the other reasoning there, just by virtue of statistics, we are far more likely to draw a land than another Kaito. So if we draw another land, then we jam Evelyn and call it good. If we don't, we attack with our team, play out Kaito, draw a card, feel pretty good about it. Now, our opponent has all the cards in the world in their hand, including a Lolth now in the graveyard. Another Bloodtithe Harvester. Good card. Does good work. And they have double bloods. All right, cool. So now we can jam Evelyn. I don't know. Yeah, we can jam Evelyn. That's an option. It's a perfectly fine option, frankly. First things first, though. Let's pick off that pesky Planeswalker. Hopefully. Unless they have some removal on 1, which they may. They may have a Vulture Surge of their own, for example. Yeah, this is not looking great. Oh, sweet. We did connect. All right, cool. That was not bad. And I'm going to go ahead and throw Kaito here. We're going to save Evelyn for next turn. Draw me something good. Another Hive. That's fine. I'm not mad at it. I'm not enamored with it either, but I'm not mad at it. That would explain why they discarded their other Lolth. That would definitely explain why they discarded that Lolth. Okay. We can blitz the Tenacious Underdog here and attack with both. Actually, or we can just animate the Hive of the Eye Tyrant and attack both into Lolth to kill Lolth. I think that's probably the right answer. And then we draw a card off Kaito. Let's get the Bloodtithe Harvester out of there. Or double block the Hive, fair enough. But that gets Lolth out of the picture. We still have our own Harvester, and then we cast out another Hive, and then draw a card. Okay, you know what? We're still doing okay. We're still doing fine. And on top of that, we have Evelyn this whole time, which we haven't deployed yet. And we've seen her do some pretty phenomenal work, so I'm feeling good about our current position. I got stuff to do post-combat main, so... let's see what we draw into first. That's not bad. All right, let's hit an Evelyn, and if we exile a land, we'll be able to cast it. They're gonna hit their own Evelyn. Very nice, very nice. They get a Meathook Massacre and a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Those are some great hits. They're taking advantage of the flash. We did not. Was hoping to hit a land. Didn't pan out. That's okay. They're probably going to jam the Fable here. They could also jam the Meathook, which would hurt. That would also cut us off of these cards. We're sitting on another Evelyn, though. They don't know that, though. They got a Corpse Appraiser and Sorin. The fact that, yeah, so this is just a, like, this looks like it's not quite the mirror because we're not running Lolth, but fairly close. Here comes Soren. That can create a treasure or a vampire token, which will draw additional cards. Man, their Evelyn is getting some work done over there. Don't love that, not gonna lie. Really don't love that. Now we have an Infernal Grasp and a Voltage Surge in our graveyard. We do not have the mana to activate the Bloodtithe Harvester twice, however. We can only do it once, which could kill their Evelyn, which would be pretty sweet. We could also just straight up Infernal Grasp Evelyn. That's another option. I think that's actually what we do right now. Just get her gone. Just cut her off. Nope, you're done. Get out of here. And we can hold up our Evelyn. That's an option. Or we can go after Soren. Now, the Bloodtithe Harvester is a foil for Evelyn. They do have an opportunity to kill her with the Bloodtithe Harvester. I don't love that, but it is what it is. You know what? I'm going to go after Soren with our team that we have assembled presently. Soren bites it. All right, cool, cool, cool. Kaido upticks. Draw a fresh card. It's a land. Fine. And I'm actually going to hold back because we have another Evelyn on board. They are going to probably use our Bloodtithe Harvester to kill our Evelyn because they can give -6/-6. That's probably the right thing to do. I mean, that is a good move. That's what I would do. So seeing this, that resolves. Sure, she dies. That's fine. And they could go after Kaito with the vamp token. Yeah, and they choose to down take because they don't want that ult popping off. Can't blame them. To be fair, in this list, I don't think there's anything we could... I think Evelyn is the only target that we actually have for that ultimate. To be fair, she's a very good target for that ultimate, but she's the only one we got. Yes! Another Evelyn hits the battlefield. The amount of... Or they would have hit the battlefield. The amount of value that we were setting up, our opponent was just not willing to deal with it. Boom! Game 2 in the books. Let's move on to game 3, baby. 3 lands, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Tenacious Underdog, even a turn 1 Duress. What's more important, the turn 1 Duress or the turn 2 Tenacious Underdog? I think that turn 1 Duress. Show me your secrets, opponent. What you got? Wandering Emperor, March of All the Really Light, Memory Deluge. These are all good cards. Wandering Emperor can win a game, though. So, therefore, she's out of here. And that was even an untapped land that gives us access to blue, which is something we did not have previously. Now we can jam the Tenacious Underdog out. Let's go! All right, off to a fantastic start. And we're going to have Fable of the Mirror Breaker on 3 if the Shaman survives, which with that March of Otherworldly Light in hand, it probably won't, to be fair. But if it does, that could be a turn 4 Evelyn, which would be freaking sweet. Fable's coming out. Let's go. You know what? Professor Symbology matches up nicely with the Underdog, but I'm okay with that because Underdog's going to start drawing his cards later too. So that's fine. They can march for 1. I mean, if they want to wait till I attack, I mean, I'm not mad at that. All these cards are actually pretty decent. Pretty darn decent. You know what? You know what? No, I'm just gonna hold them. I'm gonna hold them all. She's gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and whatnot. Give us our attack. Give us our attack. Yes! Alright, so this is gonna create the treasure token. That gives us access to Evelyn. Boom, baby. Looks like they're saving the march for Kiki Jiki, and they're not wrong. Kiki Jiki is a very good card. So I can appreciate them wanting to get rid of that, but Evelyn is a card draw engine that is going to do some phenomenal work for us. So let's just run her out and see what happens. Opponent sitting on 4. This could be a saw it coming, foretold. Jawari Disruption, fair enough. Fair enough. They still don't march the token. That's interesting. And if I were them, I would have jammed the march on that token so hard, it's not even funny. Alright, let's get a Tenacious Underdog going. This is a card draw engine numero dos. Now, notably, the Tenacious Underdog needs to die in order to draw us a card. So if they exile it, we don't draw a card off it. But now we do. Excellent. Blood Death Harvester, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Opponent holding back. Jam a Tenacious Underdog here. We're going to do something a little cheeky. Getting cheeky with Kiki Jiki. Create a second Tenacious Underdog. Now, both of these underdogs have the text, when this creature dies, draw a card. Now they deploy the March. Okay, that is actually an excellent use of it. Not even mad. Yeah, play the Blood Death Harvester, that's fine. Fresh treasure, smack to the face. Alright, so we do lose the underdog because it is exiled. Fair enough, opponent, fair play. We did get in for some damage before they executed that. It's all good. We got another Evelyn back. That's a Doomscar, sure is. Alright. Yep, fair enough. It had to be. It had to be a Doomscar, otherwise we were just going to run away with that. And to be honest, we're still looking pretty good. They have the Professor of Symbology. So we're going to run this Corpse Appraiser out, getting rid of their Professor of Symbology. Not that that's really effective. Meathook, what up, dog? Take that just in case. Really, because we don't need any more lands, more than anything. There we go. And now we have Evelyn back because of the treasure token. So we have the advantage on board. We have a card draw engine with Flash in our hand. And we have the Hive of the Eye Tyrant just chilling there, being ready to close out the game if called upon. You know what? I'm actually going to hold Evelyn for now. I'm going to hold her for now. And things are getting a little... We're flooding out a little bit. Wandering Emperor here? Not today. Okay. Memory Deluge. Good stuff. I'm loving this deck, though. Grixis Vamps. Ooh. Legion Angel. That's a card. It's a heck of a card, as a matter of fact. Instep Evelyn. We have 4 mana back to cast whatever we get off of Evelyn, unless they have a counter. If it's a Jawari Disruption, I don't care. Okay, cool. Oh, they do have a kill spell, though. Ooh, touche, opponent. Touche. Let's see, what gets exiled? Faithful Absence and a Bloodthirsty Adversary. Both would have been fine draws for us. We will crack this Clue post-haste, though. We'll crack this Blood post-haste, though. Don't need another Mountain. We'll let that go. Don't need a Xander's Non-Neger or another Pathway. Good lord. The flood is very real, everyone. Alright, Blood Tide is fine. I don't hate it. Don't really love it, though, if I'm honest. Have the Eye Tyrant has Menache. We're going to get that Memory Deluge out of the graveyard. Get it gone. We got him on a 2-turn clock. Let's go. The Legion Angel, sure. But they kind of have to hold back, yeah, because of Menace. And this actually is pretty decent. Pretty decent. I like that. Voltage Surge, getting rid of one of the Angels. We're going to Test of Talents our Voltage Surge. Okay. Kind of stinks, to be fair. That was a good play by our opponent. Fair play. Can't be mad, even though I'm not particularly happy. It doesn't really matter what we get rid of here, so I'm just gonna pull the Wander out of there. They're gonna double block the hive. They have to. They don't have a choice. This gets in for 3. We have 2 3/3s. Do they have an answer for 2 separate 3/3s is really the question. They kind of need another sweeper here. Cause, I mean, getting another angel is fine. Actually, wait a minute. We just need one more creature online, and then we just meat hook for the win. That'd be pretty sick. So, all right, they've stabilized. Getting rid of the hive was very smart on their part. It was very aggressive for me to swing into that. But this Infernal Grasp wins us the game. We get rid of 1 unless they have more. They may have more removal, to be fair. If they do, then we're kind of back to where we started. But if they don't, we're golden. Negate the grasp. Okay. Okay. We can't reasonably swing into this. You know what? I'm risking it. Risking it for the biscuit. Meathook Massacre could be a good resource for us. Yes, another Blood Tithe is acceptable. Mostly because it's going to help smooth our hand out. Now, they have a 3rd Legion Angel, which does suck dramatically. Oh, and they gained 2 life off Istfell. No! Gates of Istfell. Did not see that coming. Bummer, yo. But now they don't have the 3rd Legion Angel deployed, so that's nice. Got him. And that, everybody, that was game 3. Normally for these videos, I do three games. I don't know why I just did the little Twix fingers for the 3. Yeah, we normally do 3 games. That said, you will note I am 1 win away from Mythic. So let's do 1 more, and let's see if with this Mike Sigrist Grixis Vampires list, we can push it over the edge, and I can hit Mythic this season. That would be really cool. All right, let's get into 1 more game. 3 lands, Voltage Surge, Raven Feeblement, Kaito, Fable. Keep it. Keep it all day. Oh, beautiful. And we even have the Triome on 1. Feels good. Feels real good. I'm so glad they reprinted the Triomes. Man, those cards are awesome. We're going to throw the Hive because I like it coming into play untapped. Raven Feeblement is an instant, as is Voltage Surge. Feels pretty good. And we're going up against another black deck. It'll be interesting to see if this is a mono black list or if this is a... possibly an Esper list. We see a lot of Esper these days. Or Dimir. Dimir is quite powerful as well. Or quite popular. Ooh, Field of Ruin. That can get rid of my my Triome. I like my Triome. That said, we still have all of our colors represented, so we're going to be fine, but all the same. And we have a couple basics in the list, and specifically for this reason, so we'll be fine. Opponent Ropen, as they're debating which of these 2 lands do you field? Do you field the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, which is going to beat you in the face later, or do you get rid of the Xander's Lounge and hopefully cut me off of a color? Because they don't know we're sitting on 3 more lands in our hand of various colors. Yeah, they have no way of knowing that. So if I were them, I'd probably blast the Hive, but you can make a solid argument for blasting the Triome. I'm also assuming. I'm assuming that that's what their debate. I don't know for sure. All right. They pass. We draw another land. Okay. I'm just going to rip the Fable and call it a day. Let's see, opponent. Do you have a response or did you disconnect? They do pass. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Little Goblin Shaman. I like little Goblin Shamans. I like these little guys. Aww. Poor little guy. Trespasser's a bit of an issue. Don't love that. And Holy Lands Batman. All right. Wow. Take a deep breath. And to be honest, I don't care about discarding cards because we've got all the lands in the world. Soul Transfer, that'll do. I'll take it. All right, cool. Soul Transfer can get rid of that Trespasser for good, which I like. Because that little guy is going to be a problem. Not that we really care about our graveyard, per se, but we do care about taking damage directly to our face. We can use a Raven Enfeeblement to mitigate some of this damage, but we're still at 20, so I don't think that's particularly worth it. They also didn't cast a spell this turn, which means the Graveyard Trespasser is going to flip. Nighttime! Corpse Appraiser is pretty decent. Fairly decent. Alright. We have to discard a card. I'm going to comfortably and without consideration discard the Ray of Enfeeblement. Because it is easily the least valuable card we have right now. Now's Ninja time. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Let's do this thing. We also have Voltage Surge back, but we do not have an artifact to sacrifice for it. So if the Hive comes through, we'd have to double block, which I really don't want to do. Or, well, take it. Or take it to the face. And the Hive does come through. Okay. Yeah, I really don't want to give up Kiki Jiki, especially when they're going after Kaito. Dadgummit. Okay, maybe Raven Enfeeblement was the card I wanted. Because actually, Raven Enfeeblement would make this situation much better. Much better. Well, graveyards are pretty much eaten away, so Corpse Appraiser is just a 3/3. Alright, you know what? I'm not happy about it, but we need to get the Hive off the board. Sorry, Kiki. Love you, buddy. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. Let's go. Boom, baby. And even then, even in that exchange, 3 creatures died. No creatures were put into a graveyard. So Corpse Appraiser is just a vanilla 3/3. I don't think Corpse Appraiser is worth it as just a vanilla 3/3. I'm gonna hold back. The Goblin Shaman token is also going to be capable of delivering treasure tokens, and with those treasure tokens, Vulture Surge becomes much more valuable. So hopefully the Shaman survives. And we also have a Hive if need be. But they have the field. They're holding the field back. So the Hive is basically offline. Check for traps. Okay. They're probably going to take the Corpse Appraisers because it's the bigger threat. Yeah. That's fair. I would have done the same there. Notably, they are not running Snowlands. I'm just noticing that now. So they are not running Snowlands, so I'm not worried about a Blood on the Snow here. Mythic Massacre, however, totally within bounds. Sizable Chungus. I don't like that. They're really hating on graveyards. I kind of hope we don't draw a card we care about this next turn. Because I want to be able to Voltage Surge before blockers are declared to kill that Glutton. No! I had to say something. I'm gonna let them declare their blockers. They are gonna block, and you know what? It's gonna go through. Now, we could Voltage Surge, but we'd have to discard Evelyn because of the ward cost. Not worth it. Not gonna happen. Let me draw and discard. Well, not discard. Let's just draw. Another Fable. I'm happy about that. We can't, oh, now we can actually Voltage Surge, discard Fable, and we'll still have Evelyn back. I think that's the line, actually. Yep, I'm sure. I don't love losing Fable, but it's worth getting the body off the board because we still have Kaito and now we have Evelyn. And we have this Fable here, just so we'll be fine. We're going to get Kiki Jiki down very soon. I'm feeling pretty good about our position here. And that flash on Evelyn is very meaningful. Very meaningful. They have 3 cards. We're going to blast our Hive. Tap it for Manya's. So before we switch phases, here comes Evelyn. Oh, grabbing the go blank. Yes. Oh, that's vicious, and I love it. Yeah, Go Blank is absolutely savage in this situation because they only have 2 cards left, and we're going to have an opportunity to nail both of them. That feels pretty good. Now, the thing that we are missing is a way to pressure our opponent's life total. Evelyn does stonewall the Trespasser pretty nicely, even if it flips, because it only flips into a 4/4. And while it does have Ward, it does not have Evasion. So Evelyn having 5 toughness can just block that all day. All day. So right here, I'm guessing our opponent is debating on whether or not to keep playing. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. Because at this point, we have Fable, we have Kaito. We need to, if we draw into a vampire of any kind, whether that's a Blood Tithe Harvester, whether that's an adversary, like whatever, if we draw into a vampire of any kind, except Evelyn, of course, because legendary, then all of a sudden we're going to have Kiki, Jiki, Evelyn, and another Vamp online, so we can just Kiki, Jiki it all day and just loop Vamps and draw crazy amounts of cards off Evelyn. That's pretty tasty. And our opponent knows we stole the gold blank, because again, it's face up. So they know it's coming. And it's for sure coming. That's a windmill slam rip next turn. We're definitely, doesn't matter what we're draw. Yeah, definitely not if that's our draw. All right, getting Kiki with Kiki. You're getting cheeky with Kiki Jiki once more. Here comes Go Blank. Oh, double lands. One of which was a Field of Ruin, which could have been relevant. We're going to draw a card and discard this land and not care. Blood Tithe Harvester. There it is, you beautiful son of a... All right, here we go. Rip, rip. Boom. No text. Now, is that our Tenacious Underdog or their Tenacious Underdog? I genuinely don't know. We shall see soon enough, I suppose. These look, those look like they're swamps. No, they're also our swamps too. Ships. All right. I don't believe it specifies owner. Is there a way to see owner? No, I don't think so. That's mildly problematic, but that's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be fine. We've got a beautiful setup here. Oh, never mind. We can do it this way. Sick, it's ours. Okay, never mind. Yeah, don't mind me, everybody. We figured it out. Mystery solved. Sherlock Holmes on this case, and it's ours. Which means if it dies, we blitz it back from our graveyard. We wouldn't be giving our opponent a resource by putting it on the battlefield. I think we got this one. I'm feeling very confident that we got this one. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. It's nighttime, sure. I'm just gonna cast the Tenacious Underdog. We're gonna Kiki our Blood Tithe Harvester, which is gonna get us all kinds of goodies. I'm gonna activate the Blood Tithe Harvester, targeting the Graveyard Glutton. Yep, totally sure. We have to discard a card. Farewell, Bloodthirsty Adversary. You will be missed. Please know that you died for a good cause. And then we are going to go ahead and just swing. Boom. Pressure applied. Let's draw a card while we're at it. Seems decent. Let's play the land. Why not? All right. This is kind of a one-sided pounding. Our opponent may have alt-F forward. I wouldn't blame them if they did. And at this point, if I were them, I'd be trying to figure out their outs, and I don't see one. I can't imagine what they're, I mean, a Blood on the Snow, but looking at their mana base, it's fair to assume that they don't have that. Yeah, I think we got this. Yeah, looks like they're roping us out, which is fine. Like they may be very easily may be considering their outs and trying to figure out if there's a way. Which there might be something I'm not thinking of, but I mean a Lolt would help buy them some time, that's for sure. But we got the Blood Chief's Thirst for that. We also have another underdog that we can blitz in. Yeah, I mean we blitz the underdog in, copy it with Kiki Jiki, swing for the fences. Blitz, blitz. Boom, baby. Good game, opponent. And with that, for the month, here on the 27th, we were successful in hitting Mythic. Very cool, everybody. Thank you for being with us on this journey. I appreciate that. Y'all are amazing. And yeah, again, thank you for making it to the end of the video. Appreciate it very, very much. Please check out the mtgmelee links in the description below. You can also check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/HAMHOCKS42. I stream there in the mornings on the weekdays, so I'd love to see you out there. I also have my own YouTube channel where you can see some other janky brews that I cook up, as well as individual card deep dives. That's HAMHOCKS42 as well. I'd love to see you over there too. So thank you so much. Again, we have a tournament coming up this weekend. Please check that out. We'd appreciate seeing you out there, seeing what kind of weird historic shenanigans you can put together. And have a phenomenal day and a phenomenal weekend, or phenomenal day, phenomenal time. Have a great year while you're at it. All right, I'll catch you on the next one.